मेल स्टूडेंट के आते हैं और समझ में आता है वो कहाँ से मेल आ रहे हैं। ये कितना सही है कितना गलत है उस पर भी हम बात करेंगे, लेकिन सवाल इससे ज़्यादा बड़ा है। सही गलत का सवाल नहीं है, सवाल है इन द टाइम ऑफ आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस वी आर लूजिंग अवर नेचुरल स्टुपिडिटी, नेचुरल इंस्टिंक्ट। जब मैं एक छोटा सा कमेंट एआई से लिख रहा हूँ, एक ईमेल में एआई से लिख रहा हूँ, तो मेरी सोचने की शक्ति खत्म होती चली जा रही है, धीरे धीरे ये विलुप्त हो जाएगी, राइट। और जब रियल लाइफ में मेरे को सोचना पड़ेगा, लिखना पड़ेगा, तो मैं वो कर नहीं पाऊंगा। ये कितना जस्टिफाइड है कि मैं एक लाइन का कमेंट या 3 लाइन की मेल एआई से लूं, या फिर मुझे अपनी नेचुरल स्टुपिडिटी का इस्तेमाल करना चाहिए उस समय के लिए? हाउ डू यू लुक एट दिस सर, और एनी एडवाइस?
It's a very genuine problem which I see personally in my organization, in my team, in my industry, and a lot of other companies as well. Today, if you look at it, almost every email, and actually by the tone of the email, you can actually look at it that it's an AI generated email. My thing is that again, that goes back to the idea of choice. Decide and make a conscious choice for what mundane, repetitive thing you want to use AI. You want to outsource a mundane thing, a regular tactical thing to AI. And what is that genuinely needs human creativity? I'll give a very simple example. Last week, I had to submit a business proposal to one of the large consumer electronics company of the country, actually a global MNC. And the corresponding business head sent out a lot of these referral documents and business analysis, etc. to me and said that I need this proposal tomorrow. Can you please help me with this, because it has heavy technology involvement. And I said that, but it's a big proposition. ऐसे चंद घंटों में कैसे बनाएंगे इसे? I don't think. बोला अरे यार क्लाउड पे डाल देना, वो एक प्रेजेंटेशन बना के दे देगा. I think that's stupid. Absolutely stupid. Because if you are proposing a solution to a customer, if you are building something for someone, that has to have human intelligence. That does not have repeatability. Whatever references that I had was from previous customers. What we have done in other industries, in other customers, in other deals. And I took time and I meticulously developed a proposal from a technology strategy perspective, and thankfully that deal came out successful. Deal successful हुआ, इसकी श्योरिटी तो मुझे तब भी नहीं थी, लेकिन इस बात की श्योरिटी थी कि अगर मैं वो क्लाउड से बनाता तो डेफिनेटली नहीं होने वाला था. So that's where I think we'll have to just understand that what do we outsource as a mundane tactical thing to AI, and what is that thing which genuinely needs human creativity. That conscious choice balance comes in from awareness about what is expected out of you, and awareness about what are the limitations of AI and technology tools.
As I promised, this will be my last question, but I'm sorry, क्योंकि आपका अभी जो जवाब था वो मेरे को एक क्वेश्चन को जन्म दे रहा है, और मेरी बहुत क्यूरियोसिटी है उस सवाल की, और मेरे स्टूडेंट का भी वो क्यूरियोसिटी है. यू आर एन एक्सपर्ट ऑफ मार्केटिंग एंड टेक्नोलॉजी, राइट? And we are using technology excessively in marketing, whether it is chatbots, customer support and something like that. So customer is felt heard all the time. अब वो रात को 12 बजे भी कंप्लेन दर्ज करेगा तो वो सुना जाएगा, राइट? उसको सुना तो जा रहा है, बट क्या कस्टमर को आपको लगता है कि ही इज फीलिंग दैट ही इज हर्ड? देखिए, मैं एज ए कस्टमर बोल रहा हूँ कि जब मैं चैटबॉट से बात कर रहा होता हूँ ना, तो मैं फ्रस्ट्रेट हो जाता हूँ, राइट? आपको लगता है कि मेरी कंप्लेन को दर्ज कर लिया है, मुझे कोई नंबर मिल जाएगा, रेफरेंस नंबर मिल जाएगा, बट थिंक फ्रॉम कस्टमर्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. उसको लगता है कि ना तो उसकी प्रॉब्लम को सुना गया, कई बार उसको जवाब नहीं चाहिए, उसको ये फीलिंग चाहिए कि उसको सुना गया है, एंड दैट्स वेयर कस्टमर इज फीलिंग चीटेड. दिस एडवेंट ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी, एक्सेसिव यूसेज ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी एक खोखलापन पैदा कर रहा है, और उस खोखलेपन का नाम है एम्पैथी, एंड एम्पैथी इज बैडली मिसिंग. एज एन टेक्नोक्रेट इन मार्केटिंग, आपको लग रहा है सर फ्यूचर ये टेक्नोलॉजी की तरफ जा रहा है, और हमको वापस उस कस्टमर को जो समझ सके वो बंदे चाहिए कि नहीं सर, हम आपकी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करेंगे, चिंता मत करो?
Definitely, I completely agree. Customer centricity and human empathy has to be at the centroid of any business. If that is not there, then I don't think a business can sustain. When you spoke about chatbots, definitely I have seen, and I'm sure आप सब लोगों के साथ होता होगा, हम इतनी सारी services technology use करते हैं, we have long line of IVR और आजकल तो outbound AI calls भी आते हैं. Very happy to share that we realized that this is an important priority, and let me tell you that when you have got 1,80,000 employees, we do get 35-40,000 queries every month. छोटी छोटी चीज़ों के बारे में हो सकती है, मुझे सैलरी में कन्फ्यूजन है, मेरे ये बेनिफिट्स के बारे में कन्फ्यूजन है, क्लाइंट साइड पे ये कैसे करना है, कुड बी एनीथिंग. एंड दैट्स वेयर वी डू हैव एन IVR एट फर्स्ट मेरिडियन, बट वी ऑल्सो हैव अ टाइमर. IVR स्टार्ट होने के 2 मिनट में अगर क्वेरी रिजॉल्व नहीं होता है, the call is interrupted and immediately the call is directed to a human agent, because that's where the element of empathy lies in, that yes, अगर simple tactical query है तो 2 मिनट के IVR call पे solve हो सकता है. नहीं हो रहा है, that very clearly means a human emotion is going beyond that boundary. हो सकता है बहुत ज़्यादा गुस्साया हुआ कस्टमर है, गुस्साया हुआ एसोसिएट है. It's important that somebody intervenes and make them feel that yes, they are heard. That is a very important thing. I like to quote a very simple example how big brands are doing it. I mean, because you are B school students, so obviously you have to understand a lot of things, what's happening out there in the world, and my suggestion is that keep looking for such examples. Coke is running a campaign via Blinkit that they have started sending out merchandise to Diet Coke fans. How they are doing it? If you look at it, they have consumption data through e-commerce, through quick commerce, Blinkit, Swiggy, all these channels. They can actually go to each of these channels and understand the Diet Coke consumption pattern of a user, and they feel that yes, really a consumption pattern signals that this person is a huge fan. Let us recognize that. Next time when they place an order, automatically merchandise should be added to their order. So I think that's where you can use AI and technology to amplify empathy and not eliminate it.
Beautiful. I think it was a great conversation. I request each one of you to put your hands together. Raise your hand and ask question, whatever. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. This is Aman Rathod, and it's been a privilege to hear such concerning words from you. Sir, my question is that what ethical responsibilities do the companies have towards the users if they are developing mental health issues by using their platforms or the services they are providing?
So, I think definitely a question that fits in where the industry and the world is headed. Honestly, right now, there are no frameworks that regulate these things. But is there a need? Very clearly, there is a need. How that needs to happen? I think that's where industry and the federal agencies, the government needs to come to a conduit. It's important that industries share trends, that what's exactly happening, why these things are required, and then their implementation, the adherence to these kind of frameworks has to be driven via federal agencies or government bodies. I mean, I'll take a very simple relative example. If you look at it, today we're talking about mental health. A similar bigger concern is also privacy, and that's where if you look at it, I think the European markets has been very early. They brought in GDPR because the world is going digital. We need to take care of people's privacy because so much of digital data is moving around. That's where India, Der Hai Durust Hai, we have got DPDP Act coming in, right? So that's where, because now that act is there, that act, by the way, has come out of industry. Industry practitioners have got together and said that yes, there is a need. However, that implementation, that adherence has to be driven through some regulatory body, definitely.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Somebody from back.
Good afternoon, sir. Myself, Manya. Sir, I just wanted to know who is responsible for regulating algorithmic recommendation systems, and how do these systems contribute to our anxiety, depression, or maybe radicalization?
Great question. Perhaps people like Sam Altman should be answering that, I think. So, I think, see, responsibility तो बहुत सारे लोगों की होती है. People who are developing these things, who are designing these things, definitely responsibility उनकी है. But I think the question here is that क्या accountability भी उनकी है? And I'm sure we understand the difference between responsibility and accountability. And I think I would connect it to the previous question. Today, a lot of practitioners, a lot of designers are shying away from taking that accountability because there's no enforcement. Right? So that is where it is very, very important that yes, the people who are designing, they are definitely responsible. They need to be accountable, and that's where we have to build those frameworks. Like what I said about privacy, the same thing applies to usage of AI, impact of AI and technology on mental health. If we are creating algorithms that is driving any kind of rage, any kind of behavioral issues, any kind of radicalization. I mean, if you look at it, the Cambridge Gate scandal that happened in US, I mean, that clearly signals the tremendous power of social media and recommendations that could actually tilt the entire government of a country. It's very dangerous. And thankfully that was brought up very seriously in the US Senate as well. I think that's how we can drive accountability.
This side also, no? There are few students raising hand from here.
Hello sir, I am Aditi. My question is very simple. As newer generation, how much time or how much effort or initiative do you think we as a newer generation we need to take to make more deeper connections on social media rather than superficial or interaction maybe?
See, I think there is no formula to that, but I think the right approach could be that obviously by design something would happen first. Either you will meet somebody in person first and then you will add them on your social network, or you will perhaps find somebody interesting on social network and you'll just add them. My suggestion is that if the latter happens, make sure that you verify that connection with human warmth in reality. If you find somebody, on social media interesting, if you follow them, if you connect them, try if you can convert that in a real human connection, right? I do meet a lot of industry practitioners on LinkedIn through common forums, through common posts. I always make sure that I message them back that, hi, great to hear your thoughts. Thanks for getting connected. Can we catch up sometime if you're based out of the same city? Whenever I travel to the US, because my investors are based in Manhattan, I make sure that I drop in a note that, hi, I'm in Manhattan. If you are around, let's catch up for coffee, right? So I think that is an important approach that we should have.
Next. Yeah, somebody from here.
Hello sir, my name is Uttar Singh and I am an MBA student. So my question is, on one hand, technology itself contributing in mental health problems, while on another hand, it also provides solutions to them. So what is your stand on this, sir?
See, this is again, I would connect it to some of my initial statements. Like I said, that technology is definitely not inherently good or inherently bad. It simply has the ability to amplify. It can make good great, and definitely it can make bad worse. So, and not just from a mental health perspective. I mean, if you just look at it, what we see is directly not an impact of technology. It is actually an impact of how technology is being adopted in our lives, right? So somewhere it's a shared responsibility between technology and AI consumers and technology and AI developers. And that shared responsibility I think stands at the centroid of this whole ecosystem.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Gaurav. Thanks for this marvelous sessions. My question is like, how we balance our digital life and real life.
So firstly, ये अलग अलग नहीं है. I mean, I'm not sure if you can actually have a digital life and a non-digital life or a physical life. I think the more you try to build a boundary between your digital life and your physical life or your actual life, I think the more unreal and disjoint your digital life becomes, right? I mean, your digital life is nothing but it's a reflection of what you are doing physically, right? So always keep it that way. I've seen people doing, by the way, other way around, right? You know, I mean, what they do in their real lives is actually driven by how they want to appear on digital life. So that's not how it has to be. Always make sure that your digital life, all your social media avatars and profiles are simply a reflection of who you really are.
So, hello sir, my name is Asta Singh. My question is that AI and automation changing the nature of work. So, what are the skills required to learn as a PGDM student or as a management student needs to develop for to stay relevant in the organization?
So I think this not just with AI or automation, but with every other emerging technology trend. I think it is important that we stay relevant with the upcoming trends, and we try and measure the relevance of that particular stream or skill that you want to understand, that you want to learn with your industry. I mean, like if you are an HR practitioner, I mean, you are doing your majors in HR, then try and understand that how you could use different models to engage better with employee. We've been talking about mental health. If you are going to be an HR BP tomorrow in an organization, you should develop understanding around how would you use these tools to figure that out in your organization. How do you bring in more inclusivity from technology? How do you understand trends? I've seen a lot of people do beautiful analytics through AI. What is the infant attrition? What is the attrition trends? And then actually use this data to fix real world problems. If you are a finance professional, I mean, if you're doing majors in finance, then see that how you can use AI to pick up anomalies in your financial reporting, how you can actually build financial controls that make your organization more robust, right? So I think the context will always come in from the business, what exactly you want to do. Otherwise, I think technology and digital media is very democratic. I mean, I don't think that in today's world, Claude या Chat GPT या कोई भी AI tool सीखने के लिए आपको कोई कोर्स ज्वाइन करने के लिए ज़रूरत है. I think there's enough free content available, and in fact, all these things have been designed with a perspective that the more you use it, the better you understand them. I believe I answered your question.
हेलो गुड मॉर्निंग सर. सर मैं आयुष PGDM से. मुझे ये पूछना था कि सर जैसे सोशल मीडिया है वो लोनलीनेस जैसे आजकल की जनरेशन को बहुत होती है, तो क्या वो कोप अप करने में उन्हें मदद करता है? जैसे आइसोलेटेड हो जाते हैं सब अपने अपने जोन में, तो वो कैसे मदद कर पाता है सोशल मीडिया ऐसे, मतलब लोनलीनेस या बेनिफिशियल होता है उसके लिए, मेंटल हेल्थ के लिए?
यार लोनलीनेस का इलाज डेफिनेटली सोशल मीडिया तो नहीं है, राइट? सो I think if you look at it, social media maybe can bring in more inclusivity, right? I mean, if you look at it, if you are, I mean, loneliness क्यों आता है? Because you're not able to relate to a particular kind of people. You're not finding like-minded people, right? Social media can help you discover people, right? I mean, are there people like me? Like I'll give you a very simple example. I know a lot of people who have ADHD syndrome, and sometimes they feel little shy or awkward about it. That's the reason they feel a hitch whether I'll be able to build the right connection or not. I think social media, communities, forums can help you discover like-minded people, but then that ends there. the responsibility of us converting that discovery into an actual connection definitely lies with us.
Last question from this side. We can have one question from this row.
So may I just directly say this without mic? I am Shubh Mohammed from MBA. So my question is, sir, as you mentioned that you have a 15-year experience in your corporate world. So my question is, what is that one thing that you would suggest to adapt us, and that one mistake that you suggest to avoid?
Okay, avoid about what exactly?
So what's that one mistake you would suggest us to avoid in our career, and what's that one thing that you suggest us to adapt?
Okay, fair. ये 15 years seriously मत लेना यार. I'm still a learner. So, and that's why I think the answer lies in that phrase itself. Always be a learner, right? And that's the reason, it is always said that a wise person knows how little he knows. And that's the idea. Always stay curious. That's where, you say that this phrase come in, stay hungry, stay foolish. That's the idea. Never let your inquisitiveness die down. Never let your curiosity die down. Never assume things. Be open. And last but not the least, like I said, use technology, AI, or anything for that matter as a tool. Human intelligence and human creativity is always going to be paramount.
And what's that one mistake?
Mistake is not doing that, right? So mistake is that, like you said, 15 years. So I still don't feel that I know a lot, like I said. I definitely, in fact, if you just look at it, just because I have 15 years of experience, that doesn't mean that I could go out and speak to anyone. While walking into this room, I spent enough time with the organizers trying to understand the audience. Who are the kids? Who are people? वो क्या पढ़ रहे हैं? I asked this question, am I going to be speaking to engineering students or B school students? What is the school? So that's where I think assumptions is the biggest mistake that anyone can take. Never have assumptions.
Thank you.
Alright, I think we've taken quite a good amount of questions now. So with that, we come to the end of the questioning round. Thank you so much, sir, for addressing all the questions so openly, honestly, and with so much patience. I'm sure many of us will take the answers back with us, and we'll think about them long after today's session as well. So now moving forward, let's make this session a little more interactive, shall we? Alright, so there'll be a quick audience quiz, only quick 4 questions and nothing difficult.